Intro. And the only reason I'm doing the intro is because y'all like to miss shows. I want to drop 18 Cowboy film sessions breaking down the run game thoroughly, fine tooth comb, breaking down the Dallas Cowboys run game. I want to know what went bad, what went right. When did we get better? Did we get worse? If Tony Pollard only had 20 yards, I want to know why he only got 20 yards. Okay. We're going to be looking at the leftover offensive lineman that's on the team from last year. So I want to see what Terrence Steele did and how he got better from his injuries. Zach Martin, is he really falling off? These are narratives that we need to understand. Chuma Edoga, a lot of people say Chuma Edoga trash. I think Chuma is fine. I just think Chuma don't know the plays. We're going to be figuring this out as we break all this down. Tyler Smith, of course, but also what I want to do, I want to see how many times was it Tyler Biadish's fault? Okay, so we're going to be in the chat box, we're going to be in the comment sections. I'll be sure to count it out, and y'all can keep count for me. How many times was this failed run play Tyler Biadish's fault? Also, Tony Pollard was the lead back here, but how did Rico Dowdle do? What was Deuce Vaughn looking like? Hunter Lipke, what was his blocking like? Tight ends. I need to see what all this is looking like, and that's going to help us with breaking down the run game next season. All right, so let's get started. Week 1 through week 18, there's going to be a bye week. I'm not breaking that down. And postseason playoffs. Peace. Let's get going. Appreciate y'all for coming back. So this Jets game, which was a little different from this Giants game, I do think that the Cowboys were just flat out better than the Giants. But what makes this Jets game a little different is the Cowboys had to fight for theirs, and we end up with some decent totals. Okay, we totaled 130 some yards, but Tony Pollard had 25 carries for 72 yards, and, beat the hell out of us right there. Rico Dowdle was 7 for 26. Deuce Vaughn was 3 for 16. Hunter Lipke did not get a carry here, but he does do some impressive fullback work. We're going to be keeping eyes on that. And Turpin that's his receiving. Turpin went 2 for 6 in this game right here. So I'm just going to be showing y'all some pieces that caught my eye throughout this game, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's continue our deep dive of the Cowboys run game. So the first play I was going to show you is I was impressed. And chat, let's just keep it a buck here. It doesn't matter who your running back is, okay? If you can get some decent blocks up front, if you can get some movement up front, some sound technique up front, no bust up front, you can do some fun things with your offensive line and your run game, okay? Let me just kind of set my tabs up here. So you get a beautiful combo right here on 70, and you get a beautiful one on 95 there, Quinnen Williams. Quinnen is going to be the main op for the day. Last week it was Dexter Lawrence, or last episode it was Dexter Lawrence. So today is going to be Quinnen Williams. And just look at the movement that we get from Tyron and Chuma Edoga here. Now, listen, man, there's a part of me that feels like if Chuma's going to be playing for you, put him at guard, because at least he's a bigger dude. At least he's a more powerful character. He's good in these combo situations. He doesn't really lose the size power matchup. Chuma misses on technique. Chuma misses on movement. Chuma don't know the plays, right? Those are the kind of ways where Chuma loses. But if Chuma's in a phone booth boxing, let Chuma get in that phone booth and box. I just think that, Tyler Smith is so good. Chuma got to go somewhere, okay? But what I like about this combo the most is not only do they get movement, but they actually get off on the linebacker here, right? And that's all that we can hope for. Linebacker could be in this two-way go type situation. If the linebacker ends up here, then Tyron Smith will deal with the linebacker and Chuma will take over. But what ended up happening is the linebacker skated towards the running back. So Tyron took over and Chuma ended up getting the block on the linebacker there. Something else we're going to be keeping tabs on is our auxiliary characters here. Take a look at Hunter Lipke and some of his work. Bam, right? And also too, later on in the game, this is going to happen later on. I just want us to keep tabs on running back decision making. Okay, we gonna cross that road at some point. But running back decision making. Also too, somebody in the comments the other day, y'all feel free to leave comments. I'm reading. Somebody said, Voch, can you do a film session on Schoonmaker? I'm not going to do a film session on Schoonmaker.
It's false.
But what I will do is keep tabs on Schoonmaker while he's blocking individuals.
It's fact.
So, hey, Schoonmaker, good block right there, Now, just mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of my tight ends blocking D ends one-on-one. I hate that. But sometimes it works. And when it works, the rest of your offense can kind of just fly. Let's run this and see what happened here. Okay. and listen, man, Rico did not get a whole bunch of favors in, some of these games. He got some attempts. He didn't get a whole bunch of attempts, man, but Rico would be getting hit up. Let me tell you something that I don't like, man. I don't particularly like, let me get y'all this. I don't particularly like my tight ends blocking defensive ends straight up. I typically don't like it because defensive ends are built to deal with offensive tackles. Okay. Tight ends, man, I want my tight ends blocking like linebackers. I want them dudes dealing with corners and stuff, But when you have a defensive end like Carl Lawson, right? Like he ain't just a defensive end, like he's a dude. When you have defensive ends like Carl Lawson beating the hell out your tight ends. And look, I love Jake Ferguson as a complete tight end, but I don't want Jake Ferguson out here having fights with Carl Lawson here because look, let me tell y'all something. Let me show y'all the unfortunate chain of events that happens here. Carl Lawson tears all this up. Boom. Rewind. What can't happen because Carl Lawson tears stuff up? We have a combo between Chuma and Tyron Smith here. And what's supposed to happen is one of those guys are supposed to come off on 56. Quincy Williams, right? But we can't get that combo taken care of because Carl Lawson is tearing stuff up. Okay, hold on, let me make him a different color so that we can identify. Carl Lawson is tearing stuff up, so we can't even really get this combo off because Carl Lawson is tearing stuff up. So now we just got this big clutter right here, right? Just got this big clump of just bodies. Carl Lawson did a fantastic job of just ripping up these blocks. The issue is the run free guy, right? The issue is the run free guy is now Quincy Williams, right? And that's kind of one of the biggest things that happened on this play. I think the offensive line had decent fits here. Let's see what the fit was. Tyron and Chuma are fine. Biotish and Zach, they started off fine, but he's gonna end up over there. Let him go over there. Terrence Steele is fine. Let's see. Biotish eventually passed this dude along and gets up to the next level. If I stop it right here, like all this space over here for Rico Dowdle is good space, right? But because of this nonsense over here, letting 56 run free, which is annoying. And another thing, because we always got to talk about scheme. I don't know if it's scheme or just we have to just preach and stress and emphasize that our wide receivers should just be blocking better. Like these unaccounted for characters. And we talked about this last week. Every time I say this, I want y'all to write this down. It's going to be on the test. These unaccounted for characters, they make me sick. I can't stand the unaccounted for defenders, right? Let me just bring it back here. The unaccounted for defenders, these dudes right here, I can't stand them. Cause look, if we're here, there's no way we're thinking to account for the non-accounted for, right? Let me see if I can rewind this back a little bit. So we just got a blitzing corner over here, right? So they're in zone coverage here clearly, and they're probably in zone because let me tell you why I think they're in zone. Because you kind of got Cowboys over here, but this corner isn't traveling with the 1 and 2 receiver. They're just kind of staying on this side. So that just leads me to believe it's zone. But that really don't matter because this dude is blitzing. Now, if I'm the coach, chat, if I'm the coach, I don't know who this character is, right? But he's guarding CeeDee Lamb now. If that's a nickel corner, then cool. We should have the advantage there. You know what I'm saying? But whoever it is, it ain't number 4 who's one of their main corners, right? Dog, I just hate the idea that this run play came down to number 4 not being accounted for. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying that this is what should happen, right? But don't forget there was a combo on the edge guy right here. Well, you're probably comboing this edge guy because you feel like two tight ends can deal with one edge guy. What if your philosophy was, I don't want tight ends dealing with edge guys? Well, maybe that happens. I don't know. Maybe you put Schoon in motion and he deals with number 4. And then you have an even more fun situation. But even that can't happen because Carl Lawson beating up on your tight end. See how this works? See how this trickle down effect kind of works or whatever. So now your offensive line is fine, but Rico Dowdle can't get his plays because of your non-offensive line dudes. It's tough. I don't know what it was, man, but Cowboys last year in the red zone and goal line. It was a little weird when it came down to the red zone and goal line. But hey, let's just run this play and see what the business, boy. All kind of little miss happened right here, man. Let's see. Let's see. Ferguson on 44. Okay, decent block. Tyron on 11. Yeah, we didn't get much movement, but the block was fine. Chuma Doga is supposed to be comboing with Biotish here. I guess Chuma sees his linebacker skating, so he wants to go ahead and climb. That leaves Biotish one-on-one with a one tech or a defensive tackle. Yeah, one tech. That's a little better than him, and we know how these exchanges go with Tyler Biotish. Yeah, that's pretty bad. What happened with Zach Martin right here? I saw Zach Martin So Zach Martin attacked the outside shoulder as opposed to the inside shoulder. What I mean by that, let me draw some arrows for you. Zach Martin chose to attack this shoulder, which is why he kind of looked like he was lunging and caught leaning a little bit. If he did what we call put our head across, that's just some O-line talk. It put our helmet on this side of 94's shoulder, then more of Zach's body will be on 94. But the fact that it was on the back shoulder, you know. Trials and tribulations, y'all. Trials and tribulations. Backside, what it seems to look like is I guess we have a combo with Terrence and Schoonmaker with 91, most likely the 56. Yeah, climbing to 56. Yeah, Terrence missed on the not missed. We just didn't get there. And Schoonmaker, I guess, does a decent job of staying in front of 91. A gang of y'all died though, so. Here's another goal line situation here from the Cowboys, and man, y'all know what this was like last year. One thing of note here, at this point of the game, TJ Bass came into the game. All right, so at left guard, we're gonna see a combination of TJ Bass, Austin Richards, and Chuma Doga. All right, but anyway, you just kind of see TJ Bass in here. Stepping down on Quentin Williams. And hey, look, in a goal line situation, that's not a bad block at all. To say that you TJ Bass blocking Quentin Williams. It's not necessarily a chop block, but you're throwing your body into that front side leg, which is, chopping, but it ain't chopping. So good job there. Everybody else kind of, let's see. Did we just get some simple down blocks here? Okay, so we got a pull from Zach. So what happened here? So I assume Terrence, yeah. Boom. Pull from Zach. To 11, bam, Lipke leads. That's lovely right there. That's lovely right there. Who runs? Because we're in a wedge formation, right? Like we're like, all right, y'all, we wedging, we doing some tush push looking shit, you know what I'm saying? And even Dak is under center to kind of give that illusion or whatever, but it ends up just, hey man, I forgot the name of this. What's the name of this? I'm gonna do my Googles. The front side pull and kick, not the backside pull and kick, right? Because the backside pull and kick was counter. It's been a long time since I've seen a front side pull and kick. It's been a while since I even heard that terminology. Marcus Hart's gonna call it nomenclature. It's been a while since I heard the name. What do we call it? I don't know. I figured out, but that's what it is though. Boom. Zach pulls, boom, kicks, Lipke leads, boom. It's fantastic right there. Do more of that. All right, let's run this and come back and talk about it. Hunter Lipke is playing left guard for you, and they're gonna run a little bit of counter. Now, this is true counter because we've talked about the different kinds of counter when Cowboys run it. And y'all can write this down. This may or may not be on the test, but y'all can write it down. Last time it was pulling guard, kicking the end, but last time it was like a tight end that was right here that was wrapping, right? Remember wrapping, pulling, and then like lead blocking? Well, in this particular situation, this is true counter, right? This is two of your backside offensive linemen. So this is TJ Bass pulling and kicking defensive end. And now this is Tyron pulling and getting to this point. And what we want Tyron to do is to turn into a lead guy and wrap to one of these linebackers here. Ferguson's there, so that could change the rules, but wrap to one of these linebackers. But what ends up happening is TJ pulls and kicks. Right, TJ pulls and kicks, and Tyron pulls with him. He just kind of running to the back of TJ, right? So that's an issue there. But if we could just rewind it, I want to see what the down blocks look like. This should look something like boom, boom, and boom. Zach really shouldn't have to deal with anybody because he's blocking down in this direction, so he should be getting back to 57 right here. So let's see what happens with Zach here. So Zach does decide to step down to help Terrence just a little bit. I wondered if that was adjusted because, okay, so that ain't Quentin. So, okay, cool. So Terrence on the down block, boom. Zach ends up as help guy, but he still keeps eyes. Look at Zach's eyes right now. I think that's really impressive too. Let's just keep here. Just keep eyes on Zach. Zach is going to come up, thump, and help Terrence, but look at him keeping his eyes on the backside linebacker here. He's going to be boom, boom, waiting, and then when it's time, he's gonna come off on that block. Well, he missed. he missed. Hey, but Zach had the right thing in mind, though, right? Now Zach didn't have to help Terrence here. Like I said, down blocks typically are boom, 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 and Biotis dealing with Quentin by himself. That ain't a bad block by Biotis here. So yeah, Zach really didn't even have to help Terrence right here, but he does because he's a pro and he looks. But hey man, it happens fast, bro. It happens fast. So what ends up happening is Ferguson climbs and blocks the front side linebacker. I wonder if that was the plan here. But Tyron in this case should still end up leading here. And that'll help because there's a backside linebacker just kind of skating in that direction. And this would be a fantastic crease here, but Tyron eventually just bumps to the back of TJ. But hey, Tony made it work. And that's the one thing that the Cowboys were missing in the run game last year, man. Yeah, I understand that we maybe didn't get a perfect block here. Help us out. Help us out with the run, or maybe the run wasn't perfect, but the blocking was so good. I mean, the Cowboys couldn't find good synergy there, and that was upset. Let's watch this play. Oof. Who got? First of all, what kind of play was this? Outside zone? No. A little buck sweep action. Let me see. Terrence is down blocking. Zach and Biotis are pulling. All right, cool. So we're just gonna get a pin guy right here. I imagine that Zach is gonna pull and kick. No. So yeah, this is an outside play. So this is just so this is a wide sweep here. Okay, cool. So it was supposed to be a wide sweep. And what makes me feel that way is Ferguson didn't he didn't crack down or anything like that. He just kind of worked wide, and Zach and Biotis ended up working wide here. So what you wanted was Tony to be somewhere up in there, and it would have worked. Hey, yo, chat. Let me see if I stop this play right here. If I stop this play right here, you can kind of see the development. Like, hey, just follow Biotis and this will be fine here. But one of the down blocks went bad. Let's see what happened with TJ right here. TJ on Quentin. What happened with TJ and Quentin? He was just supposed to be cutting off Quentin here. A little too bad. Hey, look, like I said on the last episode, unless you're pulling this, unless Tyron is working underneath you, you shouldn't be looping this hard on Quentin Williams. You shouldn't. You should just be fighting for your life to just square up and not die with Quentin Williams. Now Tyron immediately climbs to the second level, which is fine. I don't have an issue with Tyron climbing immediately here. But if Tyron's gonna climb immediately, that means, hey, there's no help from me. There's no help from me. If that's the case, then TJ should probably just square up and run down the middle of Quentin. But TJ ran to the outside of Quentin like he expected help from Tyron, and then TJ Bass, right? Let me just re-say that. If TJ Bass was expecting help, and look, you can even see it. Take a look at this 95 right here. This 95 right here that's on Quentin's left shoulder here. You see TJ Bass working towards that shoulder as if he had some help. Now, if this was Tyron taking over and TJ Bass climbed the linebacker, that would have worked like a charm. But that ain't the case. Tyron climbed immediately. So maybe TJ thought he was getting help and Tyron didn't get the memo here, but that blew the play up. What happened with Terrence on his down block here? Terrence go boom. If Tony would have been on his track and not slowed down, then Terrence's block probably wouldn't even matter here. Probably wouldn't, but unfortunate. Down block, be oddish. Waterfall. Okay, we got a good old trap here. Okay, cool. So yeah, we got a new play type from the Cowboys. This is a trap. Write this down. It will be on the test. So I assume, I'm just guessing, right? TJ. Okay, yeah, TJ's pulling. So cool. We just got a boom, a down block on 96. Tyron's gonna just cut this gap off so that there's no backside turbulence. We're gonna do what's called best release. I imagine Jake is gonna deal with that guy. We have what's called best release, to where Terrence is gonna roll this away. Zach is gonna roll this away. It's gonna happen fast too. So I imagine Zach is gonna climb here and Terrence is gonna come up and deal here. And what we want is the unblocked defensive lineman. And in this case, it's the D tackle. If it's a 1 tech or a 3 tech and they're running free, it's a trap. If the defensive end is running free, it's a counter. Okay. Now we're not reading this 3 tech. That's another play. That's called midline. If we let the 3 tech run free and we read them, that's midline. Just like if we let the end run free and we read him, that's read option. Okay. But this time we're letting the 3 tech run free. Terrence and Zach are going to give a best release right here. Boom, boom. And what's supposed to happen is that TJ Bass is supposed to pull and kick to this point, and Tony's supposed to run off TJ's butt right here. That's what's supposed to happen. But I guess what ended up happening is that Terrence Steele's release was so vicious. Take a look at Terrence Steele right here, y'all. His release was so vicious, right, that 94 just ended up on the ground and TJ just kind of finished him there, which is fine. But at the end of the day, what's supposed to happen is our seal is right there. There's our seal right in this direction. And Rico Dowdle, in which, let's just keep it a buck here, chat. If you Rico and you saw this, where you running? If you Rico and you saw this, where you running? Leverage shows you to go this way. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a cornerback here, but just run that dude over. You would rather run into the corner than run into the leverage side of this tackle here. Now, in real life, do we want Zach to just obliterate this guy? For sure, we want Zach to obliterate this guy. But Rico Dowdle got up on him before the block could even happen. And maybe this is where running back patience matters. So how about this? Let's count the amount of time between Zach initiating his block and Rico bursting. So here we go. Zach gets to the block right here, like it's hat on hat now. And then Rico explodes here. If Rico was just a smidgen more patient to let Zach engage and drive his feet a little bit, then maybe you get Zach running this linebacker over. So maybe you need just a little more patience from Rico there. But Rico burst through the hole before Zach could get established here, and the linebacker just came off and made a tackle. But fantastically blocked play right here. But just a little more execution just would have made this a little bit better. We're going to run this play and come back and talk about it. Cowboys and their goal line stuff. Now, chat, I'm going to just keep it a buck, which we don't need to break down the actual blocking scheme, but just look at Rico. Let's just look at Rico right now. I'll tell you what, let me just, let's see. Use your imagination, chat. Put your thinking cap on. If you was Rico Dowdle Do you run behind this patch, like this cabbage patch of blockers here? Do you run behind Lipke and Ferguson and Zach Martin and beyond? Do you run behind these blockers? And this is really like what, 5 versus 2 defenders? Or do you bounce outside where there's 2 defenders and no blockers? Here's another Rico Dowdle vision criticism I have, right? If Rico Dowdle simply just follows his blocks, follow Lipke, just follow. This is fine right here. You can put your head down and we can all just run into the end zone together at this point. It's the bouncing outside into harm's way that makes this a little difficult here. And we actually lose yardage on here. At least if you run behind your blockers here, at least you get back to the line of scrimmage. I think this is a touchdown, especially right there. I think, well, not right there no more, but just follow Lipke, follow your blockers, right? I think if you follow your blockers, at least you get back to the line of scrimmage, and your ceiling is a damn touchdown. You got to be Superman to bounce outside and deal with both these guys and score. But you're not. You're not Superman, and we end up losing yardages here. I'm sure Rico Dowdle would have loved to have had this back, but man, we had some open space right here, and this is just another small criticism of the vision of Rico Dowdle. But let's keep watching. So we got Kevontae Turpin lined up at running back, and I think this is what a Kevontae Turpin run play would look like. Okay, it's a behind the line of scrimmage pass, and that's considered a run play. And Mike McCarthy did this a bunch in Green Bay. You know, like he would have these short passes that would be like sweeps. They would be like tosses. It's an extension of the run game. And Kevontae Turpin, if he's going to be a guy that the Cowboys want to purposely, get involved here, I think this would be what a Kevontae Turpin involvement would look like. What I thought was really important with evaluating Deuce Vaughn is I wanted to know who was on the field while Deuce was on the field. And maybe this will give us some kind of clue about how Deuce is going to be used next year, or what next level Deuce looks like here, right? Or just an idea. And hey, Deuce is on the field now with the first team offensive line. There are guys, and CeeDee Lamb is out there, and Gallup and Tolbert, Dak Prescott. So this is first team Deuce Vaughn, not Deuce Vaughn taking a handoff from Cooper Rush with Austin Richards in front of him, right? So let's just take a look at Deuce Vaughn on this play and see what the business is, okay? Take a look at Deuce Vaughn here and see what the business is. So CeeDee Lamb's in motion. Let me get my arrow here. CeeDee Lamb, well, he's not in motion, but he's running a split. We're running a split zone play. So yeah, I mean, are they reading 11? They're technically reading 11. Okay, cool. So I guess they're reading 11, and CD is supposed to be a lead blocker in the event that Dak pulls the football here. So, all right, cool. We're not counting CeeDee Lamb as a part of our group of dudes that are blocking here, right? So we get a Terrence, we get a Zach Martin here. We get a 1 and a 2. I would imagine those dudes combo backwards because you would then get a Biotish climb. Okay, no. I was backwards. Okay, cool. Turpin is going to enter from the rafters to deal with this character. Okay, cool. This makes more sense. All right, cool. Bam. And then we get a combo right here to 56. That makes sense. Simple zone stuff, right? Simple zone stuff. But Deuce Vaughn got what happened right here. Yeah, Austin Richards just couldn't deal with Quentin Williams. And look, just to be fair, I want to be fair, bro. That's Quentin Williams. But what if we got to play the Jets? You got to block Quentin Williams. So Deuce didn't get a good shot at this one because great vengeance and furious anger happened right there. But Tyron Smith getting a good climb on the linebacker, dealing with him. I also like Biotish being able to climb and deal with his linebacker. So second level was cool. Second level was fine there, but we just couldn't deal with the down guy. You got to be able to deal with the one take. Deal with a gap, and that's the 2 rules to run the football or to run the zone in particular, man. And this is really running anything. You got to deal with a gap. You got to block the mic. Not even a run play, but just Deuce Vaughn running the screen. I just wanted to add this for your viewing pleasure. More film is always better than less film. So, hey, here's Deuce Vaughn with the first team catching the screen. I imagine he's going to be doing a bunch of this next year. Deuce Vaughn in the backfield still. Let's see what happens here. What happens here? That's a pretty good block. Who is that out there lead blocking like that? I mean, crack blocking like that. So you got Tolbert lead block. Is that Brooks? That's Jalen Brooks right here. Ooh. All right. Yeah. That's Jalen Brooks right there. Jalen Brooks gonna come down and crack. Yeah, that's a ferocious crack block, dog. That's a ferocious crack block. I want to show Brian Broad this one. Hey, look, Jalen Brooks wasn't big enough, but he ran his feet though. Jalen Brooks wasn't big enough, but he ran his feet. And that opened things up on the outside. Hey, I do think wide receivers blocking are going to be a huge part of the improvement that we need here. 56 is totally out to play right there. Boom. Because we get a good crack there from 56. I love that. What happened on the rest of the play? It seems like we did a pretty decent job of dealing with everybody. So I imagine 56 backside ran free. Tyron Smith here. Chumadoga climbs. This is actually perfect. This is actually perfect. Terrence Steele on 72. Passes 72 along. Here. Pass 72 along to Zach. And now we get our 3 versus 2 right here. At some point, 172 is passed on to Zach, though. I do want Terrence Steele to get his eyes back upfield and go find somebody else. But here. Then Jalen Tolbert just going to start lead blocking there. He ain't touched nobody, but fantastic run from Deuce there. Good things happen when we work together. Then we got Deuce Vaughn in the backfield again. Let's take a look, see here. Deuce Vaughn seems to have his own series here. CD ran right into him. That's bad for our health. That ain't good for our health. All right. What else happens here? 91 made the play. 91 runs free. Why is he running free? We're reading on the back end. And let me tell you something, man. You know what I would just rather do on this play? We used to call it base block. Let me tell you what I would rather do on this play. I would rather go boom, 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 boom. Hold on, wait. I would rather go boom, 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 boom. Now we can't go there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so one guy. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. Wait till about CD's there. Yeah. But CD's running backside, so yeah, we can't do that. But what I want badly is let's just base up on these dudes, man. Let's just run base. And just let Deuce deal with number 3. Let's just run base. Or even better, let's just put a tight end right here, right? Let's just put Schoon. Let's just say that this circle is like Schoonmaker or something. And I know what I just said, but I'm phony, dog. This is what I want. This is what I would love. I just boom, boom, boom. And just let Schoon this is what I would rather have. I love base blocking. You know, I come from zone blocking. I come from read options. I come from a little bit of base blocking. But man, if we don't have the intention to pull the football sometimes, man, I just think 91 just gets to do both. And when I say 91, I think he gets to get upfield, hold his place so he confirms that Dak gives it. And then once the running back gives, he gets inside and go make the play. Man, that's just too easy, bro. But I don't know, man. I'm no head coach. Or if that's going to be the case, hey, you got CD coming around, man, let's just make this a split zone. Let CD come around, deal with the edge. And look, y'all know I hate that shit, but deal with the edge and just let Dak run off that. I don't know, man. You got options here, but what else happened on the with the other blocks here? Got boom, got a combo here. I imagine they climb. Zach Martin and Terrence combo there. They definitely yo. Shouts out to Terrence Steele. That's fantastic here. Terrence Steele coming down to help Zach Boom and then climbing 56, dealing with him. That's fantastic. I just don't like these defensive ends just doing what they want. That's just something that just annoys me. Defensive ends just running free. All right, go make the play. I just don't like it, me personally, but it is what it is, chat. And then we get a victory formation because the ass was whooped. Appreciate y'all for watching.